Well, hello there. It's that time again. Yes, it is, my friend. It is time for our weekly tarot reading and a little bit of astrology, yes. And I'm your host, Bob Decker. Today's date is January the 8th of 2018. Yay, getting that new year into my head. I didn't slip up. Yay. And as usual, we are going to continue to go over three major arcana cards, a couple of minor cards, and some astrology. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, in a moment, the major arcana are going to come onto the screen, and they're going to cover my face. As usual, this is with the Tarot de Marseille, which is an old French 18th century tarot deck, which I happen to like very much. Very simple, very straightforward, very direct. So the cards that we have coming down now are the Hanged Man, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Priestess. Now, I was immediately struck by the flow of energy in this spread. Normally, I'll tend to read left to right. That doesn't necessarily mean past, present, future. That's just normally how the energy seems to flow on most of the stuff that I put down. But this week, when I looked at it, immediately I saw the energy flowing from right to left, from the Priestess holding her Book of Wisdom. Her Book of Wisdom is open. She's willing to share it. And she is. It's being channeled, funneled through the action of the wheel, through the Wheel of Fortune, and that in turn is coming to our Hanged Man. So what this is doing is changing his perspective. It's taking a situation that seems to be upside down, but showing the higher spiritual value in it, or the learning from challenges. So actually, this is a very positive reading. It's not negative. It is transformation. It is transmutation, taking that which is lead, spiritual lead, making it into gold. And what this does is it uplifts us, it puts us in a much higher sphere, and it can help us attract good things into our lives. So let's go ahead and take a look at those minor arcana. Okay, two minor arcana are going to come into the screen now, and these two cards are the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Now again, right off the bat, very striking, two sevens. Sevens in the method that I use are numbers of challenge, things that we must overcome. The Seven of Swords, we see that singular sword trying to pierce that veil above it, formed by the archway of swords. It can do it, but it's difficult. It takes effort. And traditionally in cartomancy, Seven of Swords, Seven of Spades is tears. It's things of sadness, things that oppress us, things that we must overcome. But overcome when we do, because we do have next to it the Seven of Clubs, or Seven of Wands. Okay, to me they're interchangeable. Okay, I read playing cards as well as Tarot de Marseille. The suits correlate together perfectly. And the Seven of Clubs or Seven of Wands is overcoming or working through difficulties. It's a great strengthening, okay? It's a great overcoming. And that's why I say I feel like we can really change our vibration. You know, to use the almost tried expression at this point, we can really lift up our vibration. We can lift up our minds. We can get our energy going. And we can go ahead and start to really attract some good things into our lives for this upcoming year, which we're so much into right now. That's right. 7 days into it. 7 days into 2018. And I do believe, it's going to get better. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at astrology. Not much to look at. Really very, very little. We're in a waning moon. We're in the last quarter, which means we've got like 7 days left and then it'll go full. Now, the moon is very weak. It's waning. It's losing energy. This is a good time for getting rid of stuff. Negative conditions, negative people, whatever you don't want. it's a time to get rid of it. So doing rituals or meditations, visualizations for getting rid of things is good. And that's the proper way to work with lunar energy at this time. And again, as I like to say, that lunar energy is so important because the moon is a mediator, the communicator of planetary energies. So we don't really have a lot to work with this week in terms of aspects. We do on Thursday. We're going to have the moon being conjunct Jupiter. That'll be like at 3:21 a.m., so you're not going to want to get up and do something then. But we have several good aspects that day all together. So that might be a good day for getting rid of poverty. That might be a good day for getting rid of oppressive conditions. Any kind of ritual or meditation you want to do will be helpful for that. And then the following week, we're going to have the new moon. Okay, and right before the new moon's like the dark part of the moon, the planetary energies aren't really coming through properly because of the fact that the moon is dark. The moon is basically almost completely waned, minimized. So it's not really a great time for doing magical stuff. You know, you just kind of hang in there and meditate and do what you do on a daily basis. But we do have some decent energy on Thursday, and then that new moon coming up next week. Well, there you go. There is your weekly dosage of tarot and astrology. I thank you so much for supporting my video blog. Appreciate you watching it. Till I see you next week, many, many blessings.